Hello, welcome back to another episode of this Football Manager Save for Crystal Palace. You may notice it now does not say December, it says the 2nd of June, and there is a reason. When we left the last episode, I was left Crystal Palace in 18th, out of the Carabao Cup, qualified for the round of 16 in the Conference League, but I thought it wasn't fair because I had signed well, we had a good team, but I was underperforming. So what we did is we simmed to the end, and by doing that we left at this Brentford game, and you see straight away they bounced back with a win against FCSB, win against Wolves, lost a bit and then had a few draws. However, they then lost on Cambridge and the only focus was Premier League then and the UEFA Conference League, and you can see at the top they finished 12th in the end. What that meant basically was that they've saved the season in the Premier League in particular. Sorry, 1 second. They've saved the season with the Premier League in particular. They also got through against Lyon, which is surprising, with 2 clean sheets. We can see that Nico Gonzalez and Rooney scored, and then Madueke pretty much finished the game at the home leg. That then got them through, and they had a very good run here where they even drew against Man City with Nketiah, who scored apparently 2 when he was rubbish for me, and then a win the next week against Tottenham. Nottingham Forest draw, that's fine. Nketiah again, and he gets on the score sheet again as they beat Ludogorets 3-0. And Nketiah had this run ridiculously good. And he scored, oh my god, he scored literally so many goals. Even there. Wow, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He scored in 9 games in a row. He was absolutely rubbish for me. They lost to Brentford, and as you can see here, unfortunately, they drew. Oh my god, that's a lot of injuries. They drew against Fiorentina in the home leg, lost against Wolves a few days later, and then it got pretty much tied over with Nico Gonzalez getting injured, and they lost 3-1. Drew against Liverpool, and then won against Sunderland in the final day of the season. But as we can see, pretty much, if we have a look at the selection info, Tyreek Mitchell's played 51 games, Mark Gay 47. A lot of them have pretty good ratings. What I will say is, Nketiah's 18 goals, most of them look like they've come in the second half of the season after I left, so thanks mate. Looking at their transfers, that's the only one they made after I left. Roberto Alvarado is a left midfielder. He didn't do too bad. 7 rating, 2 goals, 3 assists. That's not horrendous. 4 from the bench as well. That's pretty good. He didn't do very good continentally or internationally, but he did alright for the Premier League. Did they have any outgoings is my question. They did. That was a loan that I agreed. Romain Esse went to Preston, where he had a pretty good season. He didn't even play for me. He played once in the Carabao Cup, but that was it. So Esse there. Jamie Vardy went on loan to Norwich. I'm surprised by that because he didn't play that much for me, and he didn't really play for Norwich. Maybe I shouldn't have signed Vardy, you know. Daichi Kamada went on loan to West Ham, and he's joined us permanently. Okay, but he didn't really do much more there. They probably could have kept him, to be honest. Will Hughes got sold to Lille. Interesting move for Will. Obu, and then no, not much. But what we'll run through is we can see that Crystal Palace finished 12th. I left them down here with very little points, so I'm quite impressed. And if we look at past positions, which game week was I? Let's see, let's count it. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I left them at game week 16. And you can see whether they're there. They did actually have a quick win. They lost. And they lost and drew a couple in a row. And then they just went on and ran a very good streak. They beat Chelsea 2-0, Burnley 1-0. Drew against Leeds, beat Brighton in the derby. Drew there, lost 3-0. Beat Fulham. And they kind of like yo-yoed in around 15th to 12th, which isn't horrendous for them. Looking at the league, Arsenal won. Burnley, Nottingham Forest. Strange that Forest went down given how they actually did in real life. But overall, the season was saved, and I'm glad I left when I did. This is all for the August 4th database, so pretty much the new season. You can see that Leicester, Southampton, Sheffield United went up. The other Sheffield team, Sheffield Wednesday, went down. Charlton went down, Portsmouth down. I'm just showing you, just so you can see what did happen with the save. Not much to shout about. Oh, I keep doing that. Not much to shout about in there. MK Don, Salford, Bromley. But what we will do is I'll show you like who qualified for everything. Conference League for Man U. Jesus Christ, they wish. Man City 5th is crazy. But when we go on to the schedule and see, obviously they lost to Fiorentina, and what do you know? Fiorentina won in extra time. I think that's their second win. I know they lost it, didn't they? In the Europa League, you can see there that Aston Villa actually won. That's a weaker Europa League, I feel like, than the Conference League, but it's fine. And Champions League actually won by Barcelona. It was an all-Spanish final. But I'm quite happy I left, because as you can see, we won 11, drew 5, lost 11. And 5 of those wins were in Europe. So Premier League and Cup in England, it was 6 wins, 5 draws, 11 losses. Awful, to be honest. So I had to leave. This sums it up. This is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the save. See you in the next one. Goodbye.